everybody. How are you? I'm here to do a react to Foodie Beauty's deleted video that she did. I actually took a nap earlier. I was just trying to relax. And by the time I woke up, I found out that Foodie Beauty had done a live raging on FFG and saying some really below the belt stuff. She also did a video. I quickly downloaded the video, and within a couple of minutes after downloading it, Foodie got rid of that too. So those of you that are part of Girl World, that you're on YouTube, maybe you're also on Twitter, I'm sure you've seen a lot of things that have been said and a lot of things that Foodie has done. Now, I don't know what's going on exactly with Chantal, but for the last few days, she's been on a bit of a rager, just going off on different people, going off on different reactors. She's just been on a bit of a tear. And I don't know exactly why she's on a tear. Like, what's prompting all of this? Is it because of the lack of money? Is it because she can't eat the fast food that she wants? Is it because Natter, from what I hear, I've heard two different conflicting stories. Either Natter's is set to go to trial in December, or that information is incorrect because his trial is actually going on right now. So before I saw the other about the trial is actually going on right now, I just kept thinking to myself, well, that is something that's going to stress her out. That is something that's going to make her rage, because anybody that's ever watched Chantal, we know how attached she was to Natter, and she's still attached to him. And I'll stand on business and tell y'all that I think that they've never stopped talking to each other. They never stopped being in communication. Who knows? She might have been sending him money for court costs or food or whatnot, but they never stopped talking. Another side note to all the things going on with Foodie, on Natter's side of the fence, just out of the blue, out of nowhere, Natter on his channel has been talking a lot about French Fry Girl. He did one live where he was talking about FFG and Just Saying. And he did one, I guess, tonight, also talking about FFG. So what an incredible coincidence that at the same time Chantal, she's going off on Frenchie, so is he. Is it a coincidence, or are they talking? And she's on a tear, and maybe, just maybe, if he's going to trial or if he's at trial, it might be a deflection tactic. You know, like, look over here, don't look over there. Don't pay attention to what's going on with Natter. Like, I can't say for sure, but isn't it something that Natter has been kind of quiet with Girl World, and then all of a sudden he starts up, and he starts up on Frenchie, and at the same time Chantal also starts up on Frenchie. So I've been watching Twitter all day, just trying to gather things together. And I have a question for Chantal. Chantal, do you want to lose your channel? Do you really want to lose your channel? If you're sick of YouTube and if you want to be off YouTube, it's really easy. Just delete your entire channel. You don't have to say a word to anybody. You can just delete it. If you're done, if you're burnt out, you can delete your stuff. You don't have to go out in a rage of glory and go off on people, especially with what the things that you've been saying, the really low blow, below the belt things you've been saying about Frenchie's mom. You guys are going to see what I've seen, and it's a lot. So Chantal did a live saying some really awful, disgusting things about Frenchie and her gone mother. She also did a video. She did several community posts. And then she did a live where she was trying to act semi-normal. And then she just deleted everything. And now she's done another community post where she's apologizing. So I would like to show that community post right away because I've got some thoughts on it. So let's just start there, shall we? I think that would be a good place to start. Okay. So this is Foodie Beauty's page. And this is the community post that was posted an hour ago saying, I want to apologize for my actions tonight. I allowed myself to get triggered. I saw some community posts with our family's pictures and some the most vile language I have ever seen. And I became defensive and said some very, very hurtful things back as well. I deeply regret saying them and will try to do better. While I still hold on to my opinion that this person is vile towards me, excuse me, I'm so sorry. While I still hold on to the opinion that this person is vile towards me, I should not have lowered myself to that level of hate. Chantal, reading this apology, I have my thoughts. Here are my thoughts. You're giving a Hallmark card type of apology. It's very general. It's way too broad. When you are very sincere about an apology, when you are feeling true remorse and true regret, or perhaps even guilt over the things you say, you will be more personal about it. If you're offended a certain person, then you apologize to that certain person and you will say their name. This is too general. I mean, this could be for anybody. Are you apologizing to people in your audience? Are you apologizing to FFG? The things you were saying about Frenchie's mom, you should be apologizing to FFG because you were going way below the belt, mama, way below. Awful, horrible. I'm going to show you guys this stuff on Twitter before we get into the video. You'll see for yourself if you haven't already seen it. Like, I want to apologize for my actions tonight. What about your words? What about the words that were coming out of your mouth? I allowed myself to get triggered. Chantal, you were the one who threw the first shot. Yes, you did. You posted a blown up picture of Frenchie's mom on your community post, trying to use that as a gotcha moment. Although the picture you posted of Frenchie's mother was absolutely beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. I got vibes of Jackie O. Anybody that knows who Jackie O is, Jackie Kennedy, same vibes. Beautiful picture of Frenchie's mom. And because people were complimenting the mom's picture, she got butthurt over that and then she deleted it. But she was trying to use an older picture of Frenchie's mom as a gotcha, and it didn't quite work out the way she thought it would. So she fired the first shot. She posted the picture of Frenchie's mom, and for people that don't know, Frenchie's mother passed away. I've heard that, if I'm not mistaken, and if I am mistaken, I apologize, that it's coming up to where perhaps it's like a year since this happened. So I don't know if Chantal knew that. Again, if I am mistaken about this information, I apologize, but I have heard that it was almost a year ago today that it happened. And my heart goes out to Frenchie. It's hard to lose a family member, especially a mom. And to have someone as vile as Chantal that just keeps coming at you that way, it's rude. So Chantal threw the first shot, posting the picture of the mom. Frenchie put a picture of Chantal's dad with his family members on her page. I mean, it just went back and forth, which led to things being shown on Twitter. I mean, it's been a bloodbath all day. But who started the bloodbath? Who fired the first shot? Chantal. And again, don't know why. What caused this? Is because Nader might be going to prison and she won't be able to talk to him. She won't be able to get at him. He'll be out of her reach. Is that why? Is it because of the lack of money? Is it because Salah's not giving her enough attention? Is it because she can't have her fast food? I mean, I could sit here and speculate all day. But whatever the reason might be, whatever the cause might be, it doesn't excuse what she did. Because lots of people everywhere, all over the world, they go through things. And whatever the things you go through, it doesn't give you a pass to do what you want in life and get away with it. And a note about apologies, Chantal. If you do wrong, even if you are sincere and you say you're sorry, you're apologizing to somebody for something you did or something you said. Whether you are truly forgiven or not is up to the individual that you have offended. It is their choice to forgive you or not forgive you. And Frenchie was on Kick earlier, and she has already said she's not going to forgive you. You opened up this can of worms. You're going to have to deal with what comes out. And I totally understand where she's coming from, because this is not an oopsie that you did. You did a live, which you cowardly deleted. You did a video, which you also deleted. You did a whole series of community posts, and each one of those things that you did, after doing them, you could have stopped yourself. You could have said, I really shouldn't be saying these things. It's insensitive, what I'm saying. You could have stopped yourself at any point. You were going on all day and all night, Mama. You were. I mean, let's talk about the video for a minute. I'm a content creator. You sit down, you do a video, you say what you got to say, and then you have to upload it to YouTube. And it takes some time to upload a video. So you do what you do on the video, and then you're sitting there waiting for the video to process. So you've got a few minutes to think about what you said. If you have any regrets, to regret the video. You did a live. You said what you said. You said what was on your mind. Did a video. Never stopped yourself from saying those ugly, disgusting things. You did a whole series of community posts before that. Those are not the actions of somebody who has a sense of empathy in the heart. It's the actions of somebody that maybe needs attention for some reason and trying to get attention, but doing it in the absolute wrong way. You need attention so badly, you're willing to hurt other people to get attention. And then you came on your live after doing the rage live, and you tried to act normal and try to play the victim at the same time. I saw the few minutes of it, Chantal. People are asking, are you okay, Foodie? And you're like, I'm okay. As if you've been attacked. When you were the one who were doing all the attacking all day long, ma'am. I'm okay. And by the way, Foodie, if somebody is insulting your looks, if somebody looks being criticized is not the same thing as going below the belt. and hitting somebody on the level of trying to affect them while they might still be in a period of mourning for a loved one. They are not the same. Not at all. Not at all. I deeply regret saying them and will try to do better. Yeah, but you're not apologizing to the person you said them to. So your apology is a moot point. Well, I still hold on to the opinion that this person is vile towards me. Why won't you say her name? If you're really sorry, why don't you say her name and say, FFG, I am sorry. I'm a complete jerk. I was in my head today about whatever, and I'm a complete jerk. Say her name. Not that it matters. She's not going to forgive you. But if you're trying to put off this appearance of I'm sorry for what I did, you got to do better. You can't give this general Hallmark card apology that can apply to anybody or any situation. I should not have lowered myself to that level of hate. Chantal, what do you mean? Lower yourself to that level? You've been living at that level for years. That's where you dwell. That's the problem. You stay at that level. Don't kid yourself. You stay at that level all the time. You are filled to the brim with self-loathing and self-hate, and we know it. It's just that every once in a while, you got to let that out and try to project it onto other people. You are hurting, and because you're hurting, what's the old saying? Misery loves company. You want to spread your misery to other people. Unhappy people like yourself, they can't stand to see other people happy or successful or living life. Although you could live a life, you could do things for yourself, you're actually choosing not to. And that has nothing to do with girl world. Has everything to do with the choices that you make for yourself. But just because you have chosen by choice to live your life in an unhappy way, it's not our fault. The life you're living is the life you designed from the ground up. You built that sadness and madness city. Every building, every brick was installed by you. And if you're walking down effed up avenue and you don't like the way it looks, you can fix it. But if you're not fixing it, don't get mad at us and don't take it out on us, because this is a cycle that's been going on for years. You make yourself miserable and you blame everything on girl world. We're not there in your personal life to affect anything. You affect you. And even with this post, this is a fake, phony, generalized apology, lacking in sincerity and accountability and responsibility. This is so generalized. This apology is not about being sorry to FFG for what you said about her mom. Do you know what this is? And everybody can see through it. This is you being concerned about your channel. You don't care about other people. You care about your channel because it's your money maker. Because without your money maker, without it being a portal that you can get in front of the feeties, you're screwed. And you know it. You would have no way to get in front of the feeties to make that feeding money on YouTube and off. You would have no way to get attention. You'd be all alone there with Salah, and he doesn't want to give you the attention. You're concerned about yourself. You are concerned about making enough money to get your takeout and to pay him, because if the money goes away, then everything goes away. So you're not sorry for the people you hurt. You're only sorry if it affects you on the financial level. That's what this is. So let's move on to Twitter, shall we? Let's do that. Let's really do that. Hold, please. Okay. So where are we starting first? How about we start here? Okay. So for anyone who happens to be on Twitter and you would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. There's a lot to go through, y'all, but we'll go through it. So first post is from Julie saying, anyone that knows Chantal knows she is never going to do this. She's way too lazy to do this. So here's one of the community posts saying, I've decided that every day on top of my regular content, we will go through all of her streams talking about Frenchie together, make it less sufferable, and timestamp everything. I will go live again later. Chantal, have you forgotten? When Frenchie does her streams on YouTube, she doesn't monetize them. And she does that because she said herself, it's because she likes to curse. And YouTube has a problem with that. You know, they don't like the naughty words. So this thing of I've decided that every day on top of my regular content, we, not her, we will go through all of her streams together. Why does the audience have to be involved? Why can't you do it? I mean, this is your thing. You're the one with the wild hair up your butt. If it matters the most to you, you'll sit down and you'll go through the streams. But we know you won't because you're lazy. You're lazy. I mean, how many people have reported your streams and your community posts and your videos, and YouTube doesn't really do anything? And part of the reason for that is that you are the dirty delete queen, and everybody knows that. Just like you did today. You know how to play the YouTube system, that you can make a video or make a live, and as long as you delete it within 24 hours, by the time YouTube gets around to looking at it, it's gone. So if you got a wild hair with FFG and it matters to you, why involve your audience in the timestamp process? Like, what? Are you going to make your audience find the timestamps for you? Is that what this is? You're going to put your audience to work? You ain't paying them. Stupid. Here's another post that she did. That all of these community posts have been deleted, by the way. They're all gone. Foodie Beauty says, okay, this is sad and actually pitiful. This is 40. Yeah, you are 40. And as well, and based on these pictures of your unfortunate mug and your channel of thousands of videos obsessing about my every move, you may want to get a life of your own, parasite. Chantal, reacting to somebody does not mean you're obsessed with them. It just means you're a reactor and you're giving your opinions on somebody's content. So are you trying to say that everybody else on YouTube that is not part of Girl World, that they are reacting to, say, music videos or other people's content or movies, that they are obsessed? Because they're doing the same thing that we do. It's just that the subject matter is different. But doing a reaction does not mean you are an obsessive person, that you're kind of a stalker. It's not how it goes. But here's a post that she did about Frenchie, talking about her looks and all that. Anything else here? And this is the stream. This is the video that I'm going to react to. No sympathy for the devil. She got rid of this. It was gone like within a few minutes of me downloading it. It's gone. And this is the thumbnail that she made. And for those who are wondering, Who is the woman on the left? That is a picture of Frenchie's mom that Chantal went into Photoshop or photo editor and edited to make ugly. The original picture is not ugly. So let's go back for a minute to Chantal saying that she's sorry for her actions or her words. So Chantal sat down, made this video, sat down, made the thumbnail, which takes a few minutes. So if you're angry, if you're really angry about something, in the process of making the video and making the thumbnail and uploading everything, you have a few minutes to calm down and think about what you're doing and stop yourself from uploading it. She didn't stop herself. So if she didn't stop herself within that process and she put it on through, I don't think she's really sorry. I think she might be a bit worried about what's coming up. Like, what is Frenchie going to do? What is she going to say? Like, she opened the can of worms and she's going to have to deal with what comes out of it. I mean, that's on you, Chantal. You started this crap. Peaches says, keep going. We have nothing to lose. You're about to lose it all, Chantal. Have fun paying for your food addiction and your crap-loving loophole fake husband whose entire family has just been doxxed. Yeah, that happened. After losing your income for TOS violations, you idiot. Again, Chantal, this is a choice. The things you say, the things you do, all a choice. For every action, there's a reaction. And for every reaction, there's a consequence. And since you like to talk about karma so much, let's talk about yours. What exactly is karma? What is it? Karma is basically just, it's a collection of the things you do, things you say, the energy you're putting out, good, bad, ugly, in between, neutral. It's your mirror. So what does your mirror look like? Think about your life, all the things you've said, all the things you've done. Have you ever been generous, good, gracious, caring, empathetic, kind-hearted? Or have you been the opposite? Think about all the people in life that you've hurt, all the people that you've scammed, all the people that you've lied to, all the people that you have affected, all of the negative energy that you have created. That is your karma. That is why things in life that are going on are not good for you. You receive what you give. You get back what you give other people. And what have you been giving people? Nothing but bad. So you get bad in return. You get bad in return. Okay, Football Olympic says, is this not breaking TOS? Let's watch.
You're a piece of shit. You deserve everything coming to you. And the way I feel right now, if I was in Canada, bitch, I would go to jail. 3 meals a day, 2 snacks, commissary, and a TV. That's all I need. And I'm telling you, you're not going to live this down. I'm telling you, I'm out for blood. Oh, yes.
Are you making a threat, Chantal? That kind of sounds like a threat. And you're making jail seem like a nice place to be. From everything I've heard and everything I've seen, jail is not a nice place to be. It's quite unpleasant. And you're not the tough girl that you think you are. You will probably get bullied around in jail. But you're making jail seem like a hostel or a hotel or a motel. You get a room all to yourself. You're going to be left alone. You won't have to follow rules. Nothing could be further from the truth. You would get pushed around a lot in jail. And I don't think that they would be serving you Burger King or McDonald's or KFC in jail. But you're sitting here making threats to Frenchie. And here is where your threats hold no weight. You met up with Frenchie at the Fatty fashion show. Remember? Like, you guys went back and forth. But when she showed up at the fashion show, did you buck up and were fist flying? No. You actually invited her out for poutine. So you had your moment to say what you wanted to say to her face to face, and you buckled. You completely backed down. You showed who you really were. Because face to face, you don't know how to deal with people. You talk tough on the internet, but in person, you know you're not tough. You know you're not. That's why you're saying all these things online right now. Because if you had to say them directly to a person's face, you wouldn't dare. You never would dare. Biddy says she's a coward. Also, Scatman saying, never speak of my family, good or bad, is hilarious because Salah alone brought shame to his family by marrying Chantal and doing this. Yeah, that's funny because there's some screenshots where Salah is telling people don't talk about his family. But Salah, you brought shame upon your family. You've been bringing shame upon your family. It's been 2 years of shame for you and your family. I don't think you really care about your family, sir. I can't imagine anyone who cares about the family or the family name or reputation sinking their claws into Chantal and not letting go. All the things she said, all the things she's done, and you still won't let go. Is the money really worth it? Is it worth hurting your family? Is it worth shaming your family and the family name? Like, how much is she really giving you, bro? It can't be that much. She's cheap. She's not a generous handed person. Or maybe she just got you addicted to that easy lifestyle where you don't have to go to work. You don't have to do anything to make money. All you gotta do is just kick back and she'll pay for everything. See, that is how Chantal draws men in and keeps them with her. She gets them addicted to that easy lifestyle, although it's not all that easy, is it, Salah? Dealing with her is not that easy. Well, no sympathy. In Chantal's words, no sympathy for the devil. You get in bed with the devil, you're going to feel the flames underneath the covers. Understand? You're going to feel the heat. Nothing in life is for free. You signed on with her, you got to deal with her. If you don't like it, you got to get away from her. It's not that hard to figure out. But telling people in chat, don't speak of the family name good or bad. At the same time, you're allowing someone into your life. That's just getting progressively worse and worse. She's never going to get better. She's always going to get worse. You understand? Deb says, Team YouTube, please tell me how the user Foodie Beauty is allowed to post things like this, wishing unalive on others, writing disgusting comments about other creators' deceased parents. When is it enough? So let's read. So Chantal says, posting my husband's entire family tree is okay though, right? Hope you meet your mom soon. Wow. You're hoping that Frenchie will meet her mom soon? You're wishing for her to not be alive? I told you, she's lost. Chantal's off her rocker. And let's get the timeline straight. Chantal posted a picture of Frenchie's mom first before this was posted. Chantal fired the first shot. She fired the first shot. Yes, she did. And then all of these followed. And then this post right here from Chantal saying, so it's okay for the ogre to post my family though, right? And call her rabbit and ugly, Uncle Phil. No sympathy. Maybe your mom was pretty. I'm in the 60s, but now she's worm food. Vile, Chantal. Really, really vile. So you're calling her mother worm food. And you're also wishing for Frenchie to meet her mom soon. That's way too far, ma'am. Way too far. Again, somebody's saying that somebody else is rabid or unattractive. That's one thing. But wishing DEATH on somebody and calling them on worm food, that is so beneath the floorboards. I can't even with you. And even before Frenchie, she was going off about Julia because people have been getting on to her about Julia not being fixed yet. So before she got into going off on Frenchie, she did this post saying, here's an idea for all of you, for you all. Mind your business when it comes to getting my cat spayed, weirdos. You got a GoPro but can't get your cat fixed. Hey, that's a valid point. GoPros are expensive. If you got the GoPro money, why can't you get the cat fixed money? Why can't the cat be fixed first before the GoPro? The cat is in the home. She needs to be fixed. You can always wait on the GoPro. It's not a big deal. It has nothing to do with money. Again, why, when, where she will get spayed, etc. is none of your business. It's not neglectful. Yes, it is. It's not abusive. Yeah, it is. If you think it is, no one cares. So we started off going off about Julia. Then it proceeded to FFG. Like she's been on a rage tear all day. And any one of these posts that she did, any one of them, after she got through using her little rage Twitter fingers, her little YouTube community post fingers, she could have stopped herself and said, I really shouldn't have said that. That was too far. That was too much. But she just kept going. She did a whole series community post. She did the Rage Live. She did the video. Never once did she stop herself. She wanted to keep going with it. Okay, Snarky Priest says, Foodie Beauty, Foodie can't handle comments on her post or her new video. If you're going to talk the crap, open the comments, you coward. Yeah, she turned the comments off for no sympathy for the devil before she deleted the video. This is from Michelle Elise saying, WTF is wrong with Foodie's fans. A comment I managed to screenshot from her chat. And this is from the rage chat that she deleted. This person, Billy Spleen, says, Chantal, I know someone who can get rid of it, who lives in Ottawa. If you ever want the problem to be over with. Sir, I don't know who you are, sir. Out of line, out of bounds, no. You shouldn't be offering things like that. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't be like offering to do something to French Fry Girl. How dare you? You people are sick over there, really sick. Okay. Snarky Priest also says, Foodie Beauty, calling someone's deceased mother worm food because you got in your feelings hurt is top twist. I can't say that word. I love you, Snarky, but the language. Poodles, you're a low down, sweaty, rotten jerk. And if karma is real, I hope it comes back to you tenfold for this. So the picture on the right is actually of Frenchie's mom. And you guys can see her. She's a gorgeous woman. Gorgeous woman. Like I said, I'm getting Jackie O vibes. Jackie O is an icon. Seriously, Jackie O vibes. This was the picture that Chantal wanted to use at the gotcha moment. This is what started it all off. This is Foodie saying, and since you think it's okay to make fun of my family and put them in your intro, I think I will do the same. By the way, nice pic from the 60s. Actually, it is a nice picture. She's beautiful. I don't see anything wrong with this picture or with her. And I'm sure it was from the 60s. What's wrong with the 60s, Chantal? Nothing wrong with the 60s. Beautiful lady she is. People were giving her compliments and saying, like, hey, it's a beautiful picture, beautiful woman. Chantal got butthurt and took it down, but that's what started everything. Like she posted that picture first. And then, of course, Frenchie's going to respond. This just been a back and forth today. Okay, so here's something interesting. Y'all lean in. This is courtesy of Meandering Thoughts, saying Foodie Beauty's Natter's trial is already on, not in December 2024. Here is where and how the rumors started. What we don't know is how far into the trial is, and if there will be more trial dates. But both Natter and Dee Dee say it's already on and not in December. Mannering Dot says, okay, finally found out where the rumor of Nader El-Shami's trial started in December comes from. Not true. Somebody watched one of Nader's streams. Dee Dee read a chat message and replied to it. Trial is already on. So here are some of the messages. So, I mean, it would kind of make a little bit of sense why Foodie has been all in her feelings and extra ragey. I mean, the level of rage that I've seen from her, we haven't seen that with Salah. Even when she was in Canada and the whole Kybella thing broke, even as angry as she was, the level of rage that she showed over it was not the same as the rage that she once showed Natter. Like, I'm getting like Crackhead Olympics rage vibe off of the stuff going on. Like, the rages are not the same. The way she gets mad at Salah is not the way she got mad at Natter, because she's still attached to Natter. So would it make sense that if he's going to trial and he might be going to prison or going to jail, like she's on her feelings and taking it out on everybody else? Okay, what else we got here? Milky Chai says some screenshots of comments made by Chantal and Salah in their upcoming canceled live. So yeah, Chantal, she scheduled a live and then she decided to cancel that. Like she's been just back and forth all day. Foodie, like this is before Foodie canceled it, saying, I'll go live later, guys. And yes, FFFG and her mother, dead or alive, she makes fun of my family every day. And then here's Salah talking about, like, Beatrice, if you will never keep my family out of your mouth, you will be blocked. So if somebody says something about your family, you get offended, Salah. At the same time, you're hanging out with Chantal and she does offensive things that shame you and shame your family, but that's all right. Is that because it makes you money? You could turn a blind eye. You're okay with somebody just acting inappropriately and you'll put up with that as long as the bills are paid? Okay, here's something interesting from Yup Yup, saying, tell us again about your luxury seaside villa, Foodie. You claim to make so much money on YouTube, then why are you living in a slum town? Neo Nee says, asked my Kuwaiti customer about Manguf today. He said it's a really rundown area. Kuwaitis will rent flats there for about 300 p.m. for the sole purpose of partying, rugs, and relations. Kuwaitis don't go there otherwise because it's basically their slum. Love that for the happy couple. Well, I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised at all? Okay, Trashy Girlie says Foodie Beauty is making this too easy for me. So Trashy Girlie put a comment saying to Foodie, and you shouldn't be talking about looks. I'm 90% prettier than everyone on YouTube. Where is the 90% at, though? I don't know. She might be hiding it from us. She might surprise us one day with the 90% that we haven't seen yet. And see, this is why you shouldn't kick the hornet's nest, Chantal. Because if this comment that was made, I guess, is from the live, so courtesy of Kristen, Foodie Beauty scheduled a live 15 minutes ago, and things are going well in the chat. So this person called Undisclosed says your stepdad's job at Alexandria Molding has been doxxed on Twit. And Salad, your entire family was just doxxed. You can thank your lovely wife for that. What a dumpster fire. Yeah, they opened this can of worms. They opened it. Yes, they did. They sure did. They if she wanted attention, if she wanted the attention from her rage, she got it. She absolutely got it. So I'm going to show you guys like the copy of the video that I made. Like I downloaded a copy before she got rid of it. So this is my copy. Because it's not on her channel anymore. All right. And word of warning, she's going to be really, really, really vile. I mean, I saw parts of the live on Twitter. This is just a taste of how vile she was in the live. The deleted live or the privated live is far, far worse. But you guys are going to get a sense of like what she's been on today. So let's go.
Beauties? Hey there, Beezers. Want a personalized video from me to you that you can keep forever? Or maybe a special shout out?
Really? You got something to say and you got to make sure to put your cameo first? Go ahead.
Or maybe you just have a
Shut up.
pressing question not answered.
Nobody cares about your scameos, girl.
Special occasion gifts. Hope to hear from you. Bye. All right, hi guys. So I'm gonna have dinner with you guys. I'm gonna warn you that you're not gonna like this version of me. I'm out for blood today, and I'm fighting fire with fire today. I've had enough, and I want to talk. So I'm having Turkish grill, so chicken kebab.
You know, Chantal, if you want to rage, if you've got things to say, why does food have to be involved? If you wanted to make a video where you want to get things off your chest, why does food have to be involved? Why do you got to turn it into like a rage video / mukbang? You do realize that when you eat during your rages, it just, the two don't go together. They really don't go together. And you talk all the time about having a food addiction. You got a problem with food and you overeat. And then you should know that eating when you're upset is the worst thing you can do, because you're going to eat more because you're upset. I mean, negative emotion will trigger you to eat or drink or smoke or do whatever. But why do a rage video where you're going off about somebody and you're eating at the same freaking time? Why can't you just sit down and say what your thoughts are without the doggone food? Anyway, let's keep going.
With some fries, just a few fries, grilled pepper, garlic, tahini, lavish bread, pickles, and a diet cola.
Nobody cares about your food, okay? I'm looking at the food in front of me. It's not special. It's takeout. Nobody gives a crap. You're presenting this food like it's the most exquisite food in the world. Like you got it from an exclusive place. Nobody cares about your fast food. No one. No one cares but you. No one cares what you put in your mouth or what comes out of your butt. Nobody cares. No one.
I posted on my community tab a picture of FFG's. I'm going to call, okay, FFG, I'm going to refer to her as Slimer, okay? On Slimer's deceased mother on my community tab.
Which, by the way, is low. Which, by the way, is very low. But considering the way you behaved with your grandmother, I am not surprised that you're going this low. Because your grandmother passed away. Before she passed away, long ago, when you were back in Canada, I remember you streaming from, was it your uncle's house? And your grandmother was in the house. She was in another room moaning in pain, and you couldn't be bothered to go check on her. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I also remember that when you were with Natter and your grandmother was very close to her time of crossing over, you couldn't be bothered to go see her and spend time with her. Give her some comfort and love in her final moments. You waited and you waited and you waited and you waited to go see her. And then when you did go see her, you made sure to take a picture of her in her bed while she was sick and post it on social media. And that's just tacky and in very bad taste. And then later on, you did a live stream talking about her death rattle. And then when you went to her memorial service, you were dressed most inappropriately, looking like a $2 trick, in a dress that didn't even cover your underwear. And then after your grandmother died, you got online and you were talking about only hands and high as a kite. You weren't there to comfort your mother in her grief. You weren't the dutiful daughter at your mother's house saying, "What can I do for you, Mom? Can I cook for you? Can I clean for you? Do you need me to stay with you?" You weren't there for your mom after she lost her mom. You were acting most insensitive of your own family. And that's your immediate family, Chantal. So if you had no sympathy or empathy or caring for your own family, does it surprise me that you don't care about other people's families or how they relate to their moms or their dads, or if they're going through a period of grief and mourning? No. I mean, you showed who you were with the passing of your grandmother. You showed just how close you were to your family and how much you care. And what you showed was you really don't care. You don't care about other people other than yourself. The only reason why you care about people is when you need something. Then you expect those people around you to rescue you out of whatever mess you put yourself in. You feel entitled to them rescuing you. You think it's their duty and their job and their responsibility, and it's not. You're a 40-year-old woman. You should have figured life out by now. You treat people like crap. You treat them like they don't matter, and then you wonder why they pull away and you're all alone. And your behavior online. Frenchie loves her mother, even now. And she's still grieving the loss of her mother, and she'll probably grieve her mother for the rest of her life. How do you replace your parent? Like your mom, your dad. When they're gone, they're gone. And perhaps to this day, she's still hurting. And you have no right. You have no right to say the things that you just said about her mom being worm food. You have no right. That is vile. Is there a word worse than vile? Whatever it is, it also applies.
All right. And you're probably thinking, what piece of shit
I'm so glad you put that arrow pointing at yourself.
would post someone's deceased mother on their community tab, and why?
Oh, just a piece of crap that wants attention from everybody. And maybe your paycheck wasn't what you thought it would be. You are that piece of crap. The piece of crap with a fake husband that doesn't love you. The piece of crap that's still longing for somebody back in Canada who's a crackhead. And that person also doesn't care about you. He cares what he can get out of you, which means the two of you are two peas in a pod. Isn't it something, Chantal? You went from one guy who didn't care about you, he cares what he can get out of you, to another guy who's exactly the same. But it's appropriate. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And because you are a selfish, uncaring, awful person, you attract what you are. You attract what you are always. Your energy will always attract energy that's very similar. So you went from one piece of crap to another piece of crap because you are a piece of crap. And all three of you can swim in the same toilet bowl together.
Well, I'm going to tell you why right now. I'm going to remind you everything that this vile monster of a human being, if you can call it that. Yes, I'm dehumanizing her like she dehumanizes me. I want to make it clear. I have no sympathy. I have no care, no empathy. I have nothing but black hatred for this person. And
is it because of the things that she says about you or the life that she has that you don't have? Or is it both? You got a hatred for Frenchie. You always had a hatred for Frenchie. Always pocket watching her. I bet you count all her super chats. I bet you pay attention to the number of people that go to her live chats that don't come to your live chats. You're always pocket watching people, Chantal. You're always coveting what other people have. And you're not thinking of ways to improve on what you do have. You're not looking to see where were the errors in judgment. Where did you make a mistake? Where did you make a bad choice and fix it? No, you point a finger at other people and say, it's your fault that things are the way they are. No, it's your fault. Your life, your fault. But you don't take accountability for anything.
I'm going to tell you why. And after I list off the facts and the reasons why, I want to ask you, really, how you cannot understand, after everything this vile person has done, that I would just sit back over and over like I've been doing for years. And
no, you haven't. This big old liar. I've sat back and I've not said anything. Really? There are so many videos and lives that you've done where you were going off on FFG. So please don't sit here and try to put forth this narrative of, I've just been keeping my mouth shut and I've never said anything. Oh, yes, you have. Oh, yes, you have. You've reacted to Frenchie and the other reactors in Girl World as much as we react to you. See, that's the punchline in the joke. You hate Girl World. But yet when it suits you, when all of that self-loathing and self-hate inside of you reaches a boiling point and you got to let it out, that's when you'll turn the reactors into content, because you need something to talk about to fill up like an hour and a half, 2 hours for a video, for a live, so you can get some Google AdSense money in your pocket. The reactors become your content. So would it be out of the scope of the imagination to say that in your own way, Chantal, you're a reactor too? You are a reactor. You're reactionary. That's why you spend so much time on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter and everybody's community post and using your fake sock accounts, engaging with people. You're looking for a reason to get mad or have something to talk about on your channel, because you are not doing anything on your channel to keep people entertained and engaged with you. So let's go to Girl World and see what they're doing, seeing what they're saying. Even though you know what they're going to say about you is not nice, you still go into everybody else's backyards where you don't belong and where you weren't invited. You could stay off of Twitter. You could stay in your corner on your channel and not get bothered, but I think you want to be bothered because your life is such a mess. You have that anger inside and you need to let it out some way. And it goes around in a circle and it never gets better. None of it.
Never losing my shit. And
lady, you look for reasons to lose your temper. You've got a bad temper. You've even said, I have an anger problem. But have you ever been to anger management classes? Have you done any? I'm so tired of hearing you list off the problems, but you never come up with any solutions. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of the victimhood and the victim mentality from you. I'm so tired. Ugh.
giving it back. And when I do, you turn it around, play the victim.
Not this one. Not this one saying that when she's always trying to play the victim.
Well, let's get into it. And by the way, if doing this makes me a bad Muslim, then I'm a bad Muslim. Whatever. Let's start with, why post her mother, her deceased mother? That's disgusting. All right. So that's disgusting.
And it is. And this picture that was posted was not posted until after what Chantal did. See, that's another reason why Chantal deleted all her community posts, because there'll be a definite timeline. If she left her post up, you could see who posted what first and put two together to see who posted what first and who posted what after, and back and forth, back and forth. So she got rid of the community post, not only because she didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube because she knew people were reporting them, because people would see. She started the whole doggone thing. She caused that snowball to run downhill.
Making fun of my mom, literally calling her a whore on live many times. Making fun of my aunt, calling her ugly. Uncle Phil, her name is Phyllis, calling her Uncle Phil.
Well, look, Chantal, I'm not going to show a picture of your family. I've seen pictures of your family. My opinion, they're not attractive people. There, I said it. That's just my opinion, though.
Posting her, my mom's face. No problem, though, right? But it's not okay just because your mother's dead.
And Chantal, you're talking about the thumbnails and stuff for Frenchie's lives and the things she talks about, but you are not above clickbaiting people, and you're not above making ugly thumbnails for your lives or for your videos. You've done it before. So what you can do things to get attention, to get people outraged, to ruffle up the dust, so to speak. But if other people do it, it's wrong. Rules for yourself, but not for other people. Come on now. Like you even made a video long ago. You were trying to give advice to people about if you make a YouTube channel, how to grow your channel. And one of the things that you mentioned was clickbait people. If there is something small going on, blow it out of proportion, make it seem like it more than it was, just to get people watching. You admitted to just being a liar and doing things for views all the way back then when you were with BB.
I don't really give a shit about you or your mother.
So why are you mad? Why are you angry? I mean, unbothered is unbothered. So why are you so bothered? Why are you mad? Why are you raging right now? Why are you eating angry if you're not bothered? And don't think I don't know what this is, okay? Don't think I don't know. You are angry about something or a group of things, and you're mad, but in the process of making this video, which you deleted, while you're making this video, you're eating to calm yourself down to at least a level where you won't go completely off. Hello. Yeah, I had a food problem too. I know what that is. You are self-soothing yourself. At the same time, you're angry and doing it with the food. You're trying to use the food as a kind of medicine or a balm to calm yourself down, at least to a level where you won't go completely off and have your channel deleted.
Dead or alive. After what you've done and said to my family. I'm not being the better person today. I'm done being a good person to these people. I'm done being...
Chantal, you were never the better person. Okay? This is not a case of you were a good person and you were just pushed too far and now you have to respond. You've never been a good person. I mean, anybody could look back through the history pages of your life and see that. You were a problem child even when you were young. Growing up, bullying your sister, putting down your sister to the point where you're put in a group home. Your family didn't know what to do with you. You're a wild child. Rebellious, very rebellious. I mean, I wasn't there personally for your childhood, but even still, those with a troubled childhood, even if you have one, there are lots of people that grow up in troubled childhoods. They still grow up to be good people, and they don't do the things you do. And they don't use the trouble from their past as an excuse to act badly. You do that all the time. You refer back to the bad things that might have happened to you in life and say, oh, these things happened to me, and that's explaining what I'm doing right now. No, you're an adult now. No excuses. None. Nope, not accepting it.
the good person right now.
You're not a good person. You never have been a good person. If you were a good person, you wouldn't be paying for companionship from a guy who doesn't give a crap about you. You would have been paying Natter all that money for about a year just to give you 5 minutes of attention. A good person would not have gotten with a guy, Pete's, put him in debt more than once, left the villa in shambles to where he had to pay $5,000 plus in damages, giving up their pets, one of which was severely neglected. You're awful. You're rotten. You are human trash.
Really ask yourself if you would be the better person. It's easy to say when you're not in my shoes. if this person was literally a parasite in your life?
That's funny that you say that word parasite. So French Fry Girl is on her channel. She's making her money, through super chats and whatnot. And she has a job. She's supporting herself. You want to call her a parasite, even though all she's doing is getting on YouTube and doing her reactions. So she's a parasite. What about Salah, the guy that you're supporting, fully supporting? What about Natter? You were willing to support that person as well. He's a parasite, but you were willing to put up with that parasite as long as he rang your bells, right? Salah's not even ringing your bells, but you're willing to support him because it's connected to your ego and your pride. Although there's not much ego and pride to be had because everybody knows the two of you aren't really involved. You paid for a husband and you're not even getting all the benefits of a husband. He leaves you alone. How sad and pathetic that you're paying for companionship and you're not even getting any intimate benefits. You're not. But that's your choice. I mean, that's the life you want to lead. But it's amazing to me that you're calling somebody on the internet who's not in your personal life, who is not costing you thousands of dollars a month. You're calling them a parasite. At the same time, you are supporting a man who actually is acting like a parasite. Huh. Interesting point of view you got, Chantal.
Parasites require a host.
Yep, and Salah is attached to you. Just as Natter was attached to you. Because I guess they were men that you were attracted to. I guess those parasites are okay. You're okay with being the host. But a reactor? They're a parasite too? No, we're not. Not the same.
To feed off of. This person makes fun of my looks, my body in the most disgusting ways every day. Claims I ate myself to infertility.
Ma'am, the content that you do, what are we supposed to say? Are we supposed to praise you for doing the self-harm content, for getting on camera and eating copious amounts of food and slowly making yourself more and more bedbound and sick? Because you get online and you tell us all about your health problems, every single one. We know about it because you tell us. Everything that we talk about is something that you've talked about. Every topic on the table is one that you put there on a silver platter. And once it's on the table, you can't take it off. It doesn't matter if it's past or present. And that bothers you. The fact that you just can't switch the narrative around when you see fit. You hate the fact that there's girl world around because every single person in it, whether it's a reactor or an audience member, we're all basically like a hall of mirrors. And you hate mirrors. And all we're doing is reflecting you back at you. Your true reflection, not the fake reflection through filters that you try to project outward. No, we're reflecting the true you back at you. So if you act badly, if you talk badly, if you act offensively, we're going to call it out. We're not going to co-sign on your bullshit. We're going to call it out. If you don't like us saying negative things about you, then you do positive things, real positive things. We might praise you for that. Maybe. But it's got to be real and it's got to be sincere. It can't be all fake and phony. But don't expect us to praise you for things that are not worthy of praise. It's not going to happen.
Called my mom a whore, makes fun of my aunt, the people I love in my life. So yeah, fuck you and your dead mother. I don't give a shit. I really don't have any sympathy for you.
That part right there. So anybody that might be coming over here watching this video, if Chantal, she tries to get on her channel and say, these reactors, their main talking point is my weight. That is what they come at me for the most. It's all about my weight. It's all about the size of my body. Here's my counterpoint. What she just said. The reactors, the reaction community, girl world, it's not about her weight. It's about the things she does and the things she says. She's very problematic. And making insensitive, awful, evil, vile, gross comments like what she just said, like F you and your mother. That's why we talk about her. That's why we react to her, because she's a problem, because she's offensive, because she's gross and disgusting and nasty, and she's doing this self-harm behavior on camera and expecting to get compensated for it. Her weight is her issue to deal with or not. Has nothing to do with us. If we remark on her weight, it's because it is shocking to see her get bigger and bigger and bigger as fast as she is getting bigger and bigger. Like she's gained so much weight since she's been in Kuwait, more than she ever did in Canada. But again, her issue to deal with or not. But in moments like this where she rages in community posts, in videos, on lives, this version of Chantal that you guys are seeing, this is the true one. This is it. This right here. When she does her videos and she puts on her lives, sometimes she lets little pieces of her real self shine through. And then other moments, like right here, she's letting all of it shine through. This is the Chantal without the mask on. This is it. Beneath the mask, she's a hateful, vile, disgusting, vulgar, profane human being with no soul, no empathy, no sympathy, no sincerity, no honesty, no manners. She's selfish, self-absorbed, negative, just downright evil.
Considering that after she passed, you went live to talk more shit about me.
And what happened after your grandmother passed? Straight up, you came online high as a kite talking about OnlyHands. Who does that? Your grandmother passes away and the first thing on your mind is doing OnlyHands content? What? But that's what you were doing, Chantal. That's what you were doing. You were not with your mother, comforting her as you should, because she had just lost her mom. You were all about spending time with Natter and getting high and talking about OnlyHands. That's where your mind was.
You dehumanize me every day.
Ma'am, every day you dehumanize yourself. You come on camera acting like a beast rather than a human. Actually, that's an insult to animals because animals have more heart and caring than you do. But you act like something that's not human. But you debase and dehumanize yourself. You'll do anything for money. You'll come on camera and act the fool for money. You'll insult anybody. You'll go after people's dead relatives. You don't care. You'll come on camera and act gross and crap your pants and talk about crapping your pants and acting vile. You got an issue with people dehumanizing you at the same time you do it to yourself every day with your YouTube videos.
You vile piece of crap. I have no sympathy for you. or your dead mother. This crazy bitch hid in a snowbank behind my house. She came to my fucking house.
It's right there. Ma'am, nobody stole your cat. You did an entire goodbye BBJ video of not even you, her owner, handing her off to somebody. BBJ was your cat. Yours. Yours. Not Pete's. Yours. And even though you were giving her to somebody else, you didn't even have the heart to hand off the cat yourself. You were more than happy to get rid of BBJ, but you made an entire video of Pete handing off the cat to, we found out later, was FFG's brother. You just wanted BBJ and Sam out of the picture so you can go to Kuwait and be with Salah. And out of that whole thing that happened, the only good that came from all of it was BBJ and Sam got to go to better people. And I'm glad about that. I'm really glad that the cats got a happy ending because they weren't going to get it with you. But nobody stole your cat. Nobody broke into your home and took the cats without you watching. You gave the cats up willingly, knowingly, and eagerly. Even when you gave up your cat, Sam, the night that you gave up Sam, you threw an entire pizza party. You weren't crying your eyes out and saying, what did I just do and I miss him so much? You were throwing a pizza party for yourself. So no caring about your relatives, no caring about your pets. You care about nothing.
That I was going to rehome because she was afraid I would put her to sleep. A 21-year-old cat.
Yeah, because you were talking for the longest about taking her to the vet and putting her down. It was a viable concern because of the way you were talking. You're being very cruel and callous about the way you were talking about little BBJ. I mean, you weren't even thinking about what can I do to give her a home and keep her alive. You were all considering putting her down. Thank God that didn't happen.
After she put her 2 dogs to sleep. No sympathy for you.
You know, this is just my opinion. I think Chantal, she got angry over the BBJ thing for 2 reasons. One, because Frenchie did reach out to her and said, hey, I'll give you, I think it was $2,000 or $3,000. If you give me BBJ, I'll sign a non-disclosure agreement, which means that Frenchie couldn't talk about it. Chantal turned that down. So Chantal could have had quite a bit of money in her pocket if she had just sold the cat to Frenchie, but she turned it down. And then when Frenchie got little BBJ, she was mad. She was mad, not because BBJ had another home, but because there was no NDA. And she knew, Chantal knew how sick BBJ was. I'm sure she had an idea. So it wasn't about, she was angry because BBJ had another home. And it wasn't even about BBJ had a home with somebody she didn't like. What she was the most angry about that night, when she had a total meltdown over it, was the fact that all of her neglect and all of her evil was about to be exposed, and there was nothing she could do about it. It wasn't about love for an animal. It was about her self-preservation as a narcissist. Like people were going to see just how awful she really was. That's what the meltdown was over. And there was nothing she could do to stop it. And there was nothing she could do to control the narrative. So she had a meltdown. And that still bothers her to this day. That Frenchie outsmarted her. But I'm glad she did, because BBJ is in a better place and certainly living a better life than Chantal is. And I think that's great, because honestly, BBJ deserves it for all the hell she went through with Chantal, the disgusting, dirty home, the medical neglect. That baby earned it.
You deserve all the heartache and pain you go through in life.
And you know what? That could be said about you. You deserve it all because you earned it all, because you made it all.
And honestly, I hope you go through a lot. She has thousands of videos, 3 channels, saying the most disgusting things about me.
But I thought you didn't watch the different reactors, Chantal. Look, are you mad because somebody did something that you should have done long ago? You could have had multiple channels making content for each one and a merch store and doing well. Because you were lazy, you didn't do any of that. You didn't capitalize on things when you could. You didn't take the brass ring and run with it. You let the brass ring just sit on the dresser and gather dust. And now you've reached a place on your channel where you missed the boat. You absolutely missed the boat. So you're mad at somebody for just being smart and making smart moves. Is that what this is?
Of the amount that I have taken over the years, every bad, detrimental thing that happens to me in life, you revel gleefully on your channel about it. When I've been cheated on, you clap your hands with your audience.
You know what, though? You deserve it, though. Again, if you're living a stupid life and doing stupid things and making stupid decisions, and you're putting it online and you're making videos and doing lives and you're telling everybody all about it and showing us all about it, Chantal, this is a public forum. You're choosing to put things in front of the public. Whatever it is you choose to put in front of us, we're going to watch it. We're going to comment on it. You put all of your stupidity online. You have no private life. And as far as you being a cheater, because you are a cheater, you cheated on BB, you cheated on Pete's. So if you get cheated on, yeah, we're going to laugh at it because it's what you deserve. If you hurt somebody that way, you deserve to get hurt. Sorry, that's just facts.
In gleeful ceremony, when I was going through an abusive relationship, you made fucking entertainment.
You know what? The abusive relationship, you try to paint yourself a victim. You never were. You try to put on that mask. It doesn't fit. It doesn't apply to you. You were never the victim. You're a predator. Yeah, I said it. You're a predator. You prey on people. You look for men that are hurting for money. You strike up a deal. You put on the mask of, I'm so generous. This is going to be so great. They believe it. They start taking your money. You get them sucked into the free, easy lifestyle. And then once you get them in a place where they don't have any other sources of money, or they don't have a job and they're depending on you, then you get control of them, or you try to. So you're a predator. I notice ever since BB, there's been no independent men in your life, Chantal, and that's for a reason, because an independent man who stands on his own, who has a job, who has money, would never, ever put up with the likes of you. A man with standards would never. That's what happened with BB. Good man, hardworking man. What happened? You cheated. He said, get out. And you had to get out. And ever since BB, you don't want to get kicked out of a house or relationship. So you find men who are codependent versus independent. You're a weak person looking for weaker people to prey upon. But I think if that relationship was abusive, it went both ways. You got a temper. You've said so. You've actually said, I am verbally abusive. That counts as abuse too. It's not just physical. But I think it went both ways. And I'm pretty sure Salah has to deal with you from time to time being verbally abusive. You saying awful things. But don't try it on me, ma'am, of saying you're a victim when you never have been.
And out of it. I don't give a fuck about you or your dead mother. You can both choke. I really don't care if you live or die.
I'm sure she feels the same about you.
Don't even see you as human. I really, really wish the worst for you in life. And believe me, all of this legacy you built on YouTube, all of these disgusting videos, thousands of them, harassing, targeting me every single day like a parasite, feeding off of my life instead of living your own, you're pitiful. So that's why I posted those pictures.
Well, what is your legacy on YouTube, Chantal? If something happened to you or your channel tonight, tomorrow, what is your legacy? What are people going to remember you for? What are they going to talk about? Do you have a good legacy? Are people going to say nice things about you? Probably not.
Because even if I make fun of her dead mother, boo-hoo, it pales in comparison to the vile, disgusting creature you are. That you have the nerve to talk about my complexion when you have...
Again, ma'am, somebody talking about somebody else's looks is not the same thing as going after somebody who has suffered the loss and still mourning the loss of a parent who is no longer here. You can't compare the two. They're not relatable. They're not. They're just not.
Have you... No, you don't have a mirror. You don't have a webcam. Nothing, because you're a coward.
You're so angry about that. The fact that she won't cam up. Cam up is so important to you. Why is it so important for her to cam up? Because you want her to come on camera so you can insult the way she looks? What? Why are you so hell-bent that she has to cam up? Chantal, you're doing this video right now, but you've got a bazillion filters on. So it's a living avatar. You're not even camming up as yourself. You're camming up as your filtered self. You're not even coming on camera natural. You're coming on as a slightly better version of yourself, but still it's not your entire self.
I think I'll find room for you and your mother in my intro too. Like I said, I'm out for blood and I'm coming for you. You're literally, inside and out, the most hideous person in Gore World.
And that's her putting Frenchie's face on her mom's body. It's so awful.
But you judge everyone else. Honestly, you talk about my infertility. Who's going to procreate with you? You make men sterile. Good luck. That's another thing. You openly infertility shame me. You say the most vile, disgusting things. But that's okay. Your shitty audience condones that.
And Chantal, what does your audience do? I react to you, and I include the live chats in with your lives as much as possible. Because I like to see the interaction. I like to see what people are saying. There are people in your audience that care about you and want you to get healthy, but there's another section of your audience that they're there to watch you eat and become unhealthy. And there's another section of trolls. But your audience is not entirely to your best interest. Okay? They're not to your best interest. They've got a fetish, and you are there to fulfill their fetish, and they are there for what they can get out of you, and you're happy to provide. So you want to talk about toxic audiences? You know, like people getting into a chat and watching your video and making comments on it is not the same thing as you being on your channel and having an audience. And some of those people are there to basically watch you slowly unalive yourself with food and encourage you to get high.
Because they're all like you. So, before any of you shitheads have the nerve to ask me how I can go low and say her mom is worm food.
And you're a bitch for saying that.
Which, by the way, you like to post pictures that were like 20 million years old of yourself. You don't look like that anymore when you post pictures of yourself.
How do you know she's not cammed up? You can't make that judgment call.
Post a modern picture holding up the newspaper, today's newspaper.
She doesn't have to prove anything to you. Like every single time Chantal does a video or a live, she's always mentioning cam up, cam up, cam up. It's so important for you to people to cam up.
You post a picture of your mom from 1960s.
And it's a beautiful picture. What's wrong with that?
Try to make my family look ugly in your pictures.
Well, they are ugly. There, I said it. They are ugly, my opinion. They're not the most attractive people.
And your thumbnails. Fuck you for ever doing that. You deserve this. You have no one to blame but yourself. So stop gaslighting everyone. Except maybe your brain dead audience. I don't care how much sympathy you're going to try to garner from this. You're a crybaby. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many hateful views you get. I don't want any of your flea bag parasite audience near me.
That's a lie. You would love to have a large audience again. How long has it been, Chantal, since you've had a large audience? Your numbers keep dropping. Your views are dropping. And the way you keep talking to your audience, blocking people, the amount of people watching you on your channel is getting even smaller. And every single time you block somebody, every time you're rude, all you're doing is increasing the number of people on the reaction channel side. So thanks. But, you know, you're not doing the right things for self-preservation. If YouTube is your income, if you're using YouTube as a portal to get in front of the feedies, you are decreasing your audience by acting like a see you next Tuesday. And should you be doing that? I mean, for somebody who's so concerned about money, you're doing everything wrong. You're tossing out the vinegar and not the honey, sweetheart. Have you never worked customer service? Every single person in your room is a customer or potential customer. And if you treat them like crap, they'll take their business elsewhere. Every video and every live that you do, you ruin yourself more. And I am here for it. I am here to watch the tower fall. And it is falling.
With their hateful shit. But they have the nerve to sit there and listen to what you spew about me for hours every fucking day and then say I'm vile. Yes, I am vile. I told you I'm up for blood. And I'm going lower. Actually, me doing this doesn't even compare to what you've put me through for years. So, I wish you nothing but a life of loneliness and bitterness and to continue to watch me be happy and successful.
Chantal, you're trying to wish for Frenchie the life that you're leading right now. A life of loneliness and bitterness. That is your life presently. You lead a very lonely, miserable life. And it's the beautiful part is you wanted it, you designed it, you created it, and therefore you live it. And you could break out of it, but breaking out of it would mean breaking through that wall of vanity and pride. And oh my God, You can't swallow your pride. You can swallow copious amounts of food by the tableful. But pride, you ain't got a throat big enough to swallow it. You won't even try to chew on it and break it up a little bit. You just can't swallow your pride and say to yourself and everybody, I'm an idiot. This whole thing in Kuwait was stupid. It makes no sense. Been hanging on to something that is ridiculous. And I should have let go a long time ago. You just can't bring yourself to do that. That would show real change. You're insisting on living in this fantasy world that makes no sense, with a man who does not care about you. He cares about your paycheck, and the paycheck is getting ever smaller. And I'm pretty sure the two of you are fighting more. And maybe that's why you're mad. And because you're mad and you're too much of a coward to say what you want to say to Salah, you take it out on the rest of us. Well, you've been doing that for years too. Has anything changed? Is anything better? No. No. If you want changes to come, you've got to make different choices.
Full in life. Loneliness, like you are now. The only person who loves you in life is a pack of cigarettes. The only reason people like you on your channel is because you hate me. And honestly, no amount of views, no amount of anything can erase a face that only your dead mother could love.
You know, with all the things you're saying right now about Frenchie and her mother, as hateful as you are, Chantal, as negative as you are, with your attitude, with your outlook on life, with the way you treat people, I hope that you are always alone. And I say that because if anybody gets near you, any caring, decent, loving person gets near you, all you do is hurt them. All you do is make them rue the day they ever set eyes on you. You are not good for anyone. You're not even good for yourself. You are a problematic person. You're an abusive person. And you're someone that you come into other people's lives and you turn into a wrecking ball. So I hope as long as you stay in that state of being and mind that you are forever alone. Nobody needs to be hurt by you or affected by you. As long as you have this point of view, as long as you act this way, you need to be by yourself. All you do is you end up hurting people and using people. And nobody needs to be exposed to that.
I don't give a fuck if you're outraged by my posts. Cancel me. I don't care. This couldn't happen.
We don't have to cancel you. You're canceling yourself just fine. Like I said before, y'all, we don't have to do anything to this woman. Let her take herself out. Let her take out her channel. Let it happen. All we got to do is sit in the bleachers with our popcorn and our sodas or whatever else and just watch it all go down. She's doing all the damage to herself. We just have to watch.
A better person. You want to come for my family? I'll come for yours.
Chantal, you don't even care about your family. If you cared about your family, you wouldn't have gotten on YouTube long ago and become a problem with your problematic, embarrassing, humiliating, disgusting behavior. Nobody ever cared about their family would act like that, knowing how it affects their family.
I'm not being the better person anymore. It's not.
You never were the better person.
Worth it. It's not worth it. You go low, I'll go lower. So I really have zero sympathy. You called my mom a whore. Zero, many times. Zero sympathy. You call my aunt Uncle Phil and make fun of how she looks when you look 100 times worse. Zero sympathy. When my grandmother passed, you made fun of me on live streams. You always try to push me to rage. You always try to push me to my limit. Well,
She doesn't try to push you to rage. You push yourself. What do you mean? You push yourself because you want to let it out, Chantal. You told us long ago you love to rage. You love to be nasty to people. You love to put people down. You enjoy it. You are the most alive when you're in fight mode. You told us that.
you've done it. And now you're going to cry, right? That I attacked your mother. Fuck you and your mother.
And that was the video, y'all. That was the video from Chantal. I mean, this video was bad. The live that she deleted was 100 times worse. I saw parts of it on Twitter. It was bad, 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 bad. I don't know if I can find a copy of that live somewhere. Maybe it'll be posted later, but it was terrible. So, I mean, what do you say? What do you say? Like all the community posts, she did 4 or 5 community posts all in a row. She had it live scheduled, which she didn't go through with for whatever reason. So she had some time to think about what she was about to do before she did it and stop herself. She did not. She did the ragey live. She did this video, which I just reacted to. So there was a whole sequence of events. And there were a whole bunch of moments in between where she could have calmed down and stopped herself and said, I'm going too far and I'm saying too much and I shouldn't be saying these things. And she did not. She absolutely did not. So she's going to do all of that literally all day. And then she's going to post a community post with a generalized Hallmark card apology. No, not good enough. Doesn't sound sincere. It doesn't sound genuine. It doesn't sound like it's coming from the heart, from a person that they've gone too far and they're really sorry for what they said. No. Maybe in your fantasy world head, Chantal, you believe that you can just do anything you want. And if you say sorry, that makes everything all better. But this is real life, and that's not how real life works. So I don't know what Frenchie's going to do, but I don't blame her for being angry. And I don't know what she's got planned, but you saying all the things you said in the places that you said them, remember, Chantal, you opened all of that up. You invited that. You were in your feelings and you invited that. Now you've got to deal with the consequences of your own actions. So that's it for this react, y'all. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.